Greetings. This is Skylar Saunders Singh. What's current? It's getting down to the wire. They have a date prior to July 4th for the Diddy case. The Judge Subramanian, I hope I said it right. He issued a dismissal or cancellation of the court just earlier today because a juror apparently got vertigo during the testimonies. Um, it's very interesting. It's a very complicated, convoluted, but straightforward at the same time kind of case. Um, the defense shared in previous days over the time period various footage from the alleged freak offs. They're trying to show that this was all consensual between adults. All these activities that have gone on. I'm just saying it is. Sir Tyler Perry is the new Diddy. Oh my God! No, who's that football player? There's another football player. He has sexual harassment. He has sexual harassment on theirs, but he's going to be going for 2 to 8 games. I didn't see his name though. If y'all can look that up, that'd be helpful. I don't have to take time away from the show, but because I had done the research just for Diddy. So salute to you, Son to Son 90. Salute to you, Bumba. You have my respect. Now, the beautiful, gorgeous white woman, Kundiff, Megan Kundiff, pronounce her name that way. She has been covering the Diddy case. There's a Law and Crime that have been covering the Diddy case. Everybody's doing excellent work on that end. The journalism is above par, above board. It's excellent. They give very detailed accounts of what has been going on. If you go on to YouTube, you type in "law and crime," they have various outlets. But I'm still miffed. I'm still kind of pissed off at the fact that this isn't being taken, being shot and by TV and internet outlets and everything. I mean, this is a huge story. I mean, we don't want to tamper with anything. Oh, speaking of, the judge got pissed off at both the prosecution and the defense because he said that somebody's lying in regard to saying that something like some information was leaked, and like both parties are like, no, we didn't do it. No, we didn't do it. So somebody obviously is not telling the truth, but they're going to see what it is. He gave specific instructions. He's going to say that there's going to be people that are going to be under oath. There's going to be this could be criminal actions that could be taking place. He's not playing around. This judge isn't playing around. I have to give him his credit. He's not playing around. I have to give him his credit. The jurors though are weird. I was reading stories about this Hispanic and black man. He's not on the jury anymore because he allegedly said that he was living in the Bronx. In reality, he was living in New Jersey. So goofy. This whole thing, it's a circus. It really is a circus. It's a circus. It's a six freak show. it's insane. It's really, really insane. It's something that you wouldn't want to be caught up in. But I also learned information about Diddy. Diddy will not testify. He will not take the stand. That's probably a good look for him if he does not take the stand, because he will probably be eaten alive if he took the stand. Bummer says Diddy will walk. I don't know. I really see him doing 20 years, then getting it knocked down. Good behavior. Then it get knocked down because of appeal, and then it's a turnover, or the case will be overturned, and he'll probably do 5 to 10 years maybe. That's what I think is going to happen. I do not see him doing life in prison, even though I don't care if he does life in prison. If he did the crimes, he's got to do the time. That's all I'm saying. It's very simple. That's the cliche, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So we have to have the clarity to say, Charles, salute to you, sir. Salute to Charles. I still don't know how the hell to bring you back, sir. If I knew how, I would do it, but you're social right now. He got caught using company funds to pay for the freak offs. That's the racketeering. Is that racketeering? Is that the racketeering? Is that goes under that umbrella? Using funds? Because they did say he had huge, he had million dollar man, funds going around. He had a one, yeah, he had one credit card account for one bill was like $353,000 or something like that. I was like, damn, that's just one credit card charge. That's not even like his full charge. That's how much money this man had. And I know he's paying out the wazoo for his defense team. His defense team is getting eaten lovely. They're going to eat lovely off this case. Whether he wins, I don't know if they do a win or lose thing, because they say, that in different commercials, they say we get paid or you don't, or we get paid only when you get paid. I don't know if that's the same situation right now for criminal cases. That's like for injury lawyers and stuff like that, but I don't know if that's the same case. I think they're getting paid regardless. If he wins or loses, they're going to get paid. He got sloppy. You need to separate business from pleasure. Yes, definitely. And that's the thing too, is because the freak offs aren't illegal. As long as they're adults, consenting adults, it's completely legal. It's not a thing that has to be argued. The argument is if people were harassed and assaulted and violated, even if they were adults. And what Cassie has, the slur, the coke slur, Okay, Charles says, never mix them. I've seen sexual harassment lead to people losing $200,000 plus a year jobs. Wow. He should have not even had employees involved at all. Yeah, and there's people testifying against him. He allegedly violated Lil Rod. Let's put the allegedly on there, Bumba. Let's put that alleged. He hasn't gone to civil suit yet. He hasn't gone to that lawsuit yet. But just these 5 charges against him, it's all federal. Hint, hint, Trump. They're all federal, and they all carry if they're all combined, if he's found guilty on all of them, he'll go to prison for life. I mean, this is unheard of. This is ridiculous. That's never going to happen. He's not going to go to prison for life. That's just not going to happen. He violated Meek Mill. Okay, that's definitely an alleged. He violated Meek Mill. I can just see Meek Mill doing the bunny hop. I don't know why. He's just doing the bunny hop. Oh my gosh. So I just, there's so many different sides to this case. This is so many things that are going on. The jurors are being dismissed. The guy got one of the jurors. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. It just said juror got vertigo. I didn't even know that was Is that a strategy? Is that a scheme? Allegedly, I'm not sure, but is it? They're experiencing vertigo, and what do they tell? How does that get funneled to the judge? Does the court reporter? I mean, not the court reporter, but does the bailiff, or what does that go between? How does he know that the juror is experiencing vertigo? And how did he experience vertigo? Did he take the fumes from the baby oil or something like that? I don't know. It's very strange, but Diddy's in it. He's in hot water, but it could be cool. It could be cool really quick. It could be really cool really quick. The who's the prosecutor? Delisa Penderer, I can't remember. It's something with a P. I'm just listening. That's why I can't see. If I saw and I read some of it, but then they had some typos, so I don't know exact names. But he could have recorded everything legally. Exactly. Then we wouldn't even be in this case. Something happened. Something snapped in his mind, and he got too comfortable anyway. He was way too comfortable. He said, "Bring the cops, the DA, the feds to come get me." Well, we'll get the cops, the DA, and the feds to come get you. So We have jurors with Vertigo. We got defense and the defense and the prosecution both getting reprimanded by the judge, saying that the sealed documents were released without his knowledge. I'm like, whoa. And not only without his knowledge, just the fact that they were released, sealed documents. And somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. Somebody's definitely not telling the truth. We'll see what comes out in the wash. We're gonna see whose dirty laundry is gonna be aired. Charles says, remember Diddy said, my aim is chilling with Asian women that'll change my linen after I done blazed and hit them. Yes. I remember that line. I also remember, got my billions up, effing with them white folk. Now I don't give a F because I'm richer than them white folk. That man had his whole line, his whole style was part of it. What his name was, a Diddy Bop. Like he had a air about him, like a Diddy Bop. Like I don't know, no Bumble. I don't think he made these white men made Meek Mill bunny hop after he lost the game of tennis or something crazy. Someone wrote that, but you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Somebody wrote that. Don't worry if I write rhymes. I write checks. Let's see how many checks he'll be writing soon. He'll be writing serious checks to these legal defense professionals. Yeah, he'll definitely be writing those checks. I'm guessing this case is going to cost at least $150 million for him. At least. I don't know yet. I don't have the economics. I don't know what is the exact figures, but I'm guessing it's going to be about at least $150 million. What did Meek Mill mean when he said, I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy? He did say that in the song. I can't remember what song that is, but he did say that. Diddy is enjoying Pride Month. Yeah, I bet he is. He's that kind of guy. He's that kind of guy. I have nothing against. I'm against Pride Month, but I'm not against the people that celebrate Pride Month. If that makes any sense, let me just do a little detour while I had this platform. I'm not against the people, the queers. In fact, I'm starting a new campaign for not being LGBTQIA plus QNNGLL. I'm just being funny, but I'm serious about just calling them the Q community, the queer community. That encompasses everybody, right? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, non-binary, plus whatever the case may be. Just say queer. I'm watching documentaries and they're like, well, this is part of queer culture. What is LGBTQ? Why don't they just say queer? What is this? Just say Q culture. Simple, one letter. Queer culture. All right. So that's what I'm saying for the pride. Pride is something that you have to achieve. You have to achieve it. You don't just, if you become yourself, if you are yourself, you are a gay person, you are a lesbian woman, you're a gay man, you're a bisexual person, you're a transgender woman or man, then that just means that you are that person. That's not an achievement. You coming out of the closet, coming to your parents and everything, that may take courage. That may take, a bit of understanding of yourself in your surroundings, but it's not an achievement. Achievement is going to college and getting a degree. That's an achievement. An achievement is landing that job you wanted that pays $200,000, $250,000 a year. That's an achievement. Those are achievements. Just saying, oh, I'm gay, oh, I'm lesbian, oh, I'm transgender, I'm a trans woman, I'm a trans man. It's not an achievement. Let me just put that out there right now. There's no pride in that. He said with zest. Go ahead, honey. Honey. The trans part is nuts. Yeah, well, that's why you got to grab them by the pee, just to make sure. When is Gluttony Month? Yeah, exactly. When is exactly. Most most people in the Q community would claim that they're, religious or faithful. That's the proper term, faithful. They believe in God, they believe in Jesus or Allah or something, some mystical force, but they go against the teachings or the understanding of whatever that mystical force is, and they just make it upon themselves. I mean, it just. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I have to get this out since I have a platform to say it, and I hope you guys share it and tell people about it because I'm serious. I have nothing against people of the Q community. Nothing. If you're a human being, I care about your brain. I care about your mind. I care about your thoughts. There's many a Q community, a queer, that has wonderful ideas and thoughts and can expand and extrapolate upon them. But yes, gluttony month. One is what was it? What are the 7 deadly sins? There's gluttony. There's greed. When is greed month? I think greed is every day, especially on Wall Street, as it should be. I'm not saying that's not a slight. I'm just saying that's the truth. What do you think Wall Street is for? It's just to make more money, make more. That's greed. That's greed every day. We celebrate that on the regular, 5 days a week from 9 o'clock to 4:30. Oh, that's it. 9:30. Is it 9:30 to 4 o'clock? I think it's 9:30 to 4 o'clock. I think that's it. I haven't paid attention to the stock exchange in a long time. Omega Sci-Fi or the Qs. Can't call LGBTQIA the Qs. Well, they don't even say it's Omega Psi Phi, by the way. They don't even pronounce their name right. It's Omega Psi Phi. So the Q, I'm saying the Q community. I'll say the Q community. Now they mostly atheists. Well, I don't think they're really atheists. I don't think most of them are. Some of them are, of course, but I don't think most of them are. Bumba. All these religious holidays come from pagan rituals. Facts. The names of our days of our week all come from gods. Greek, Roman, Norse, all come from those different elements. James Baldwin was a solid human and a Q. Well, you can say a Q. I'm saying Q community, a queer. Just say queer. He was a queer. James Baldwin was brilliant. He was a brilliant soul. Excellent speaker, wonderful writer. It's a shame he couldn't really express that. Same thing with Truman Capote and so many others. Bayer Ruskin, so many others. Okay, I'm gonna argue that. Look it up. Look up Phi. It's not Phi. It's Phi. PHI is pronounced Phi, like FEE. I'm telling you, Charles. Look it up. Here's a quote. Here's a question of the day. How do you keep a secret from a nigger? I'll give you guys 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You put it in a book. I got that information from a book. There's also a book that I'm reading right now called A Man in Full by Tom Wolfe. Nobody would probably read him in the African or the foundational Black American community. He's talking about Freaknik. He's talking about these black, professional and these college kids, college men and women. P. Diddy. Exactly, Bumble. He said, "Oh yeah." What was the question? But yeah, so just my analysis of the reporting of all this. I mean, it just gouges me. I just wish it was on TV. It should be on every screen in America and the world. Just like O.J. Simpson. He had state charges, but it was for murder. This isn't a murder case. There's no body. There's bodies, oiled up baby oil bodies, but there's not any dead bodies. Well, if you want to be controversial and what's the word? God damn it. If you want to be it's the word. What is it when you had the tinfoil hats? What's it called when you had the tinfoil hats? What's that called? Somebody tell me real quick. What's that called when you had the tinfoil hats? It's a C word. I'm drawing a blank right now. It's crazy. The zestiest trial of the century. Yeah. Yeah, this is a zesty trial. Conspiracy. Thank you. Jesus, I couldn't even think of that. But conspiracy, if you want to do your conspiracy theory or conspiracisms, you can say, look at Heavy D, look at so many more. David Harrell, look at what's her name? Oh god damn, I'm really losing it right now. What's her name? What's her name? What's the Diddy's his former baby mama? She died? What's her name? I wasn't prepared to say all this. That's why I'm drawing a blank. Kim Porter, Heavy D, I think his name is David Harrell or something. All these people are dead. These people are dead. You either broke or dead, or what was in jail, or converted to a religious. Kim Porter, thank you again. Some kind of faithful background, like Mace and before he died, Craig Mack, and he's dead now. So if you want to do conspiracisms, be my guest, but I don't really want to get involved in that. I just want to stick to the facts. Diddy wants to be cellmates with Medea. No, it's weird. What's gonna happen if it hasn't happened already. It's gonna be like Essay and Grape, Chic. It's gonna be like, you haven't been accused yet. What? You're not part of the club. Get out of here. You can't be in our club. What are you talking about? You haven't got an accusation yet. You haven't had any allegations brought against your name. You haven't even gone to court yet. What are you talking about? You got to get out of here. Forget you. Boondocks predicted Tyler Perry. I remember that episode. It was like Skylar Scary or something crazy. His name. They used his name. It was like Skylar Ferry or something crazy. I remember that Boondocks episode. Yeah. I'm telling you, this Diddy stuff, it just, whew. And Tyler Perry, I mean, he's going to look at this like he's going to have to spend at least $500,000 to maybe $1 million to get this off of him. It's, of course, because he got billions. He's got over $1 billion, I'm sure, in the bank. Straw is number one at Netflix. Hardly do they ever go at the people that are, at the bottom, broke, busted, and disgusted. Anybody notice that? Anybody take notice of that? I just want to see one time. Chris Rock had that joke. He said about OJ back in the 90s. He was talking about the OJ case. He said if that was Orenthal James, bus driver from Bushwick, Brooklyn, he'd be the most guilty person ever to go to jail. Like, it's totally different when somebody's low profile, no money, no stakes or low stakes and monies. His movies don't suck. You have to watch the right ones. Tyler Perry's movies don't suck. Watch The Family That Prays. Watch Family Reunion for comedy. Family That Pays for drama. Even watch Straw. It reminded me a lot of Dog Day Afternoon. It kind of ripped off that, but it had its moments. And her performance is excellent. Even though she had to be, dirtied up, she couldn't wear, a $2 million necklace and, be very snappy and snooty, and then learn a lesson at the end or something like that. That's how hip hop, Hollywood does. I said Hollywood. Excuse me. I said hip hop. I meant Hollywood. But no, see, Bumba, see, The Family That Prays, and see, Straw. See, I tried to watch Duplicity, but it was by the third act. I was like, I'm good. I'm all right. And it was just like predictable kind of thing. And it was just it was very convoluted. It was like you were like at the point where you're like, okay, I know what's going to happen now. It gets to the point where it's like a lot of moving parts, but the parts are moving backwards. Just it's too much. But Straw was a straightforward. You could understand it. You could see what was going on. you kind of had like a oh moment. You're like, oh, that's what really would happen. Okay, I got you. But but yeah, so Diddy, he's gonna be like Bill Cosby, I think. If anything, whatever the case may be, he's probably gonna go to prison for a little bit of time and have his case overturned and have good behavior. I think he had pretty much good behavior already, except for that. What was that phone card thing? He was paying people to use their phone cards or something like that. It's crazy. Okay, I did the research, and by research I mean a cursory Google search. Fee or yes, the fee or fee. Greek pronounced fee. Fee in English and math is pronounced five. Oh, so the Greek frats should be saying fee. Huh. That's what I was saying. I learned. I'm not trying to I know everything. I'm a total genius on this. I'll never say that. I will never say that. You guys actually helped me out more so than anything. In the live chat and sending me messages and sending me stuff on YouTube and stuff like that under my the comments under my videos. So I appreciate you. But yeah, so that's what I was saying fee. I was saying fee the whole time because I learned that in a book I'm reading by Bill Nye the Science Guy. If you're not familiar with him, look him up. He talked about saying it's not actually fee, it's not actually phi, it's fee in regard to speaking. So the Greeks should definitely be saying fee. It's fee Diddy. He went to Howard, didn't he? Did he went to Howard? I don't know if he was in any fraternities. You know what's going on in them fraternities. Some of them, not all fraternities. I'm just saying some of them. Some fraternities are very on the low. See, those secret societies are secret for a reason. The what's the ones with the G in the triangles? What are they called? God, I'm off of my recall right now. The Freemasons, the Freemasons. No, the Freemasons. The different fraternities, sororities around the country and different colleges and universities. They're down for life. They're set for life. That's like when they joined I joined the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps was like that too, and they had some goofy stuff going on in the Marine Corps that I'm taking to my grave. I didn't participate in it, but I know about it. So that's going to my grave. So Marine Corps has its own issues too with that. So I know it. You will not know it. I would not air this. He left Howard after his sophomore year and did not complete a degree. Okay. The college dropout. They wanted to teach him liberal arts. He went to practice Rico. Charles, you're a crazy one for that one, man. You're crazy. But yeah, so yes. Vertigo. I'm amazed. I'm so confused. A juror gets sick allegedly. I mean, did he really get vertigo, or she or he get vertigo? Is that a thing? Is that like, what if the whole jury, is all right? Like I think everyone was, and just one of them got vertigo, so we got to just cancel the whole proceedings. That seems weird to me. Like they couldn't. Don't they have alternates? They can't before or after during the trial. You can't switch out somebody. You can't substitute somebody and keep it moving. They got vertigo. Oh, they got vertigo. Oh, we gotta stop. We gotta stop the whole process. We gotta stop it. We gotta take all that back. We gotta take all that back. We can't. Sorry, that's vertigo. We can't go any further. I mean, and they're going to be off for tomorrow as well, and they're going to try to resume on the 20th on Friday. So that's the reality. That's the truth. That is like when you look at it, when you look at how the way that Diddy, I was just reading, I read this, I think it was in the New York Times. They were talking about how the sweater, and sometimes they wear glasses. I was talking about that the whole time. I was like, yeah, they do that. The defense does that. That's some defense moves. Put him in a sweater. He doesn't have it. I didn't see him in glasses in the sketches, in the courtroom sketches. But he definitely had on the sweater. That softens his image. That shows him to not be the arrogant. F them. I got F them because I'm richer than them white folks. I'm hustling out of Harlem. Molly Castellano. I am a problem. You know. So get that like up. I got 3 people in here. Make sure I get 3 likes. Hit that like. Smash that like button. Get stranded in Mexico because my wristwatch called ICE. Ooh. Who said that? That was crazy. Got stranded in Mexico because my wristwatch called ICE. My wristwatch called ICE. Ooh. Your bust down is bust down. Dave, I should have known. I shouldn't. I can't really mess with Dave Blunt's. I don't know why. When I hear his voice, it's just, I don't know. I think he's a dope MC, but that was a hard line. Like I say, he's a dope MC, but I don't know. Some people's voices are great. Like Meek Mill. Meek Mill's another example. He's a dope MC, but his voice is like this, and he's yelling all the time, and he's saying it like that. Yeah, he's got good songs. R.P. Big Pun. That's kind of random. Where did Dave Blunt will be dead before 30 unless he loses weight? Oh, Dave. He had the big guy. Isn't he like 400 pounds? Yeah. So Big Pun was like 400. He lost. He wasn't like 500 pounds. He lost 100 pounds, and it's still too much for his heart to take, too much for your brain to take, too much for your body, your liver, your kidneys, your organs, your skin. All that has to take into account. Cassie destroyed Meek Mill. I can see that. Cassie is he's in my top 25, I think. Cassie's is a great rapper. Bodied him. Raid and Catch a Body. Yeah, I remember Raid. Yeah, I remember he did I don't think I heard Catch a Body, but I remember the Raid track. Yeah, I remember the art. He had the spray can or something like that. Yeah, back to the Diddy case. Back to Diddy. And the judge just canceled the whole thing. Forget it. We're done. Guys got vertigo. We gotta get out of here. I don't understand the law. I'm really a stunad when it comes to the law. I have nothing. I have no very scant amount of knowledge regarding legal proceedings. These legal proceedings have been able to, inform me more so than anything else. Why did that one juror get dismissed? Because he had vertigo. So I was talking about Charles. Yeah, he or she. They didn't say it was a he or she. That's why you go to court. I have to go to court. That's what you're saying for me? Or are you just saying in general, Charles? I haven't gone to court since 2011 when I had to get my a case dismissed for my lack of presenting proper documentation during a traffic stop. I didn't have my what is it called? Jesus Christ. Health was isn't not health insurance, man. My registration, law license, and proof of insurance. My proof of insurance was outdated. I didn't get it updated. Oh, in general. Okay, got you. Texas is in the room, everybody. Everybody, welcome Texas. Tell us to go back to Jesus. Welcome back, sir. You seemed a little heated the last time you were in here. Welcome back, Texas. What are your thoughts on Diddy? What are your thoughts on the juror, whoever he or she was, that had vertigo and was dismissed from the proceedings? You seemed a little heated. You seemed a little heated. You seemed a little bit touched, sir. Never. Oh, he's like, never. Okay. Never. What's Vertigo? Vertigo is a great movie starring was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring James Stewart. No, actually, it's actually a physical condition where you experience dizziness from and spells of you're feeling like you're at the top of a building or something like that. I am true troll. I have no feeling. Well, salute to you, Texas. Salute to Texas. The movie is excellent. Yes, it's one of my favorite movies. Great movie. I hear voices like that. That part was like crazy. She was paid off. Who was paid off? We talking about those old Alfred Hitchcock movies are great. I think Alfred Hitchcock is the greatest director of all time. That's just me. I think he is the greatest. I think he's number one. Or maybe I should say he's my second or third favorite one. My favorite director is Wes Anderson. Rear Window was excellent, absolutely. Rope, The Birds, of course, Psycho. You can just run down the whole list of them. Now Hitchcock with Double Indemnity is excellent. Yeah. Who was in Double Indemnity? I can't remember who was in Double Indemnity. But we got to get back to this Diddy stuff. This Diddy stuff is so relevant. It's so engaging. It really takes you for a spin. This whole Diddy case, because you're looking forward to seeing what the verdict is. What's going to be the verdict? What is that verdict? What is going to be the last word? What is it? We the jury find the defendant blank on what counts. What counts? Texas says Anderson has made nothing but S movies. That's your guy. That should be your guy. He's from Texas. That should be your guy. You're mad because he's from Houston? Probably. You're mad because he's from Houston, I think. He's made great movies. Are you kidding me? My favorite movie of all time is Rushmore. Diddy was canceled. If he never went against Diageo or Diego, I can never pronounce it correctly, and tried to start his own party, he'd be a freak off right now. Yeah. Yes, Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is a film director, writer, and producer. One of the finest, in my opinion, the finest director of all time. According to me, maybe I should differentiate greatest to favorite. He's my favorite film auteur. He just makes great movies, great blocking and staging, great editing, great cinematography, great writing, just the whole combination, the casting and acting. It's just excellent all the way through and through. So that's my answer to you, Bumba. But Diddy, I just don't see him. 3 more people and we got a party. Let's get a party going. They're too quirky and sometimes. Well, of course, they're all quirky. And that's part of his charm, I think. That's part of his charm. He knows it. He knows what his movies are like. He says when people say, oh, he makes the same movie over and over and over again. They're actually not. They're totally different. They're in different worlds altogether. The Royal Tenenbaums isn't, the French Dispatch, or the Phoenician Scheme isn't Bottle Rocket, but they all have a level of excellence to them. Jim Henson did the Aliens and Alien. Wow, I didn't know that. James Cameron and Jim Henson, what a duo. What about David Lynch? Is up there. David Lynch is one of my favorite directors of all time. Salute, rock and power to David Lynch. He is definitely. I have the Davids. There's 4 Davids that are not in any order, but David Lynch, David O. Russell, David Lean, and David had four, maybe it's three. I remember it's those three. I can't think of the other David. But those are the Davids that are part of my lexicon, part of my directory. First Alien was Ridley Scott. My bad. Yeah, it's all good. I was gonna look that up anyway. Cameron did the other ones. Okay, he did the Abyss. Remember that? You have to watch Abyss. Yeah. So, but Diddy is, he had a whole point of being, cocky and brash and having bravado and bravura or bravura, whatever the case may be. Oh, here we go. Texas, David Lynch, another director. Oh my God. Hating on the dead man. That's fine. You can hate on dead people. I welcome hating on dead people, but not warranted. He's one of the greatest directors of all time. David Lynch. One of the best. If you watch the Straight Story, then you watch his rest of his oeuvre, then you get a sense of his range, sense of his drive, sense of his abilities. My favorite from him is of course Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet is such a great movie. Maybe second or third will probably be Inland Empire, and maybe oh god damn, I can't. I have to look it up. I'm looking it up right now. Hold on. Just give me Sunset. Oh no, not Sunset. Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive. See that movie? Enjoy that movie. Texas says the made a remake of his movie Dune, and the remake is better. That almost never happens. That's true. I can't stand any of the Dune series. I don't like David Lynch's because he was had his hands tied behind his back for that movie. He wasn't able to get final cut for Dune. It was a terrible situation, and I tried to watch the new Dunes. I'm like, I can't. I don't care. I don't the spice. Oh my, the sandworms. Oh my god, I don't care. Firewalk. I didn't see Firewalk with me, to be honest. I didn't see that. Yeah, I don't like Dune either. Yeah, I don't like them. They're boring. They're really boring. I can't even see how the novel was. I think it got the Nebula Award or one of the science fiction awards. I can't remember. At least one of them, maybe all three. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter. But getting back to Diddy, Diddy is in a cell right now, and he's in Brooklyn, New York. Um, he is currently behind bars, and it's crazy. The Metropolitan Department of Corrections, excuse me, detention centers, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. There, finally got it. Yes, Texas, true. John Singleton is one of the goats. That's true. He rocking power to John Singleton too. He's another one. It dropped down to 4 viewers. Where are those likes? Hit that like button. Pop, 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 pop. It costs you nothing. It costs you $0 to subscribe or tell somebody to subscribe and hit the like button. It costs you $0. Nothing. There's no fee. There's no payment process, for saying to somebody else, hey, follow this silly nigga named Sky, But Diddy is, it's like it's so weird how, like I said, the lowest of the low, unless it's like a murder case. Usually murder cases like, okay, yeah, you did, okay, but like low profile, like rape and murder, and rape and sexual assault cases, not even close. They must have not liked your favorite director. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, two people dropped off again. I guess that's the truth. Do you think they know Diddy had Tupac taken care of, quote unquote, and this is the only way to get him? Well, there's arguments. That's another one. Biggie. Biggie is dead. There's been allegations that um Biggie was about to leave the label Bad Boy for another record company, and Diddy wanted to stop that and then make it look like it was like a crime against both of them, uh Tupac and Biggie. Diddy is on trial because of his relationship with a certain liquor company. Well, that's Diageo, allegedly. Yes, I know, allegedly. Thank you for saying allegedly. That's Diageo. That's the one in question because he had a falling out. He was actually suing them. And they allegedly, there's the conspiracism is that they said, "Oh, you want to sue us? Oh, we'll just end your life. We'll end your living, not your life, but we'll make your living a living hell." That's what their whole alleged uh, conspiracism was, to go against him in that realm. They couldn't get to him, in a financial way. Okay, so we'll get you in a criminal way. We'll take care of this in the criminal court. Allegedly. It's all conspiracism. Same thing happened with Bill Cosby and Michael Jackson, allegedly. Yes. Bill Cosby trying to buy NBC. Michael Jackson with his Sony ATF, what was it, ATV pub or something like this, something publication. He owned the Beatles, he owned Elvis, he owned the whole, all these catalogs. So all that's alleged, but it's interesting to consider. It's very interesting. It's like putting wine in your mouth and let it swash around a little bit. Okay, Charles says our suspicions about some of the 1% are true. We're doing all the work while they feed their egos. Modern day slavery. I don't agree with you, sir. The 1% are people that the reason why I'm even on this platform. The 1%. Mr. Troy Star Terrain's and got to be in the 1%. He's worth millions of dollars. Um, Rock and Power to Steve Jobs, of course, the mastermind, the goat, in terms of technology. The reason why I have this set up, the 1% are great. Some of them, not everybody. I'm not saying like a blanket statement, but most people in the 1%, most companies, most people, most CEOs, most people in the C-suite are actually great, smart working human beings. Most of them, not everybody. I'm not just going to say it blanketly, but most people are. And egos are good. Your ego is the best part of your being. There's no such thing as an individual, with an ego that is immoral. If you have your ego, that means you're immoral. You don't have an ego. You have hubris. You have, overzealousness. That means that you're definitely going down the wrong path. Star isn't the tier I'm talking about. Supposedly Steve Jobs was a jerk. Of course, Steve Jobs was a jerk. So what? That's the whole point. Be a jerk. You can't be like, oh well, kind of. You can't be, nice all the time. Sometimes you have to be a complete jerk to motivate people. I'm coming from the Marine Corps, by the way. They were jerks, but they were fair. They were tough but fair, as the cliche goes. Texas says it's not about the 1%. It's about minorities getting out of the pecking order. Could you explain that? Give me a little bit more context, Texas. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I meant overfeeding your ego. Your ego or self is neither good or bad. No, your ego is always good. It's not. Ego is never bad. Ego is always good. Read the Fountainhead. The Fountainhead, that's the whole point. That's what the Fountainhead is. The human ego is the fountainhead of all human progress. Charles. So we disagree with that, I guess. I appreciate you anyway. So Diddy, I don't know if he's like breathing. I don't know if he took another breath and said, "Whew, I missed that one. I missed that bullet." Charles says Rand believed in individualism and saw the ego as the root of creativity, achievement, and integrity. In the book, she presents ego as a moral virtue. Absolutely. Did you get that from Google? Did you get that from AI? It seems very AI-ish. It's okay if minorities become rich. It's when we are capable of becoming wealthy. It becomes a problem like owning Sony or NBC. I wouldn't even say wealthy. I would just say, we need four more people, and hit that like button. Whoever's in here, if you haven't hit the like button, four more people, hit the like button. That doesn't mean her interpretation is correct. It actually does mean her interpretation is correct, Charles. I have to disagree with you on that. But yeah, so I think just people of color, minorities, quote unquote, people of color, Hispanics, FBA, even I mean, this is the weird thing because like Jews, they only count for like what 2 to 5% of the population. They're not even part of like 5% of the world or something like that. It's crazy, but they have achieved great things across the board: finance, medicine, entertainment, you name it, textiles. It's like they've done extraordinary. And then they're gonna come at me now. Here goes Scott talking about the small hats. It's about controlling thought. Okay. Be careful of the J word. YouTube gets mad. Okay. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm not an advertise. I'm not getting advertised yet. I might slow down with that word, the Jewish word, and when I get to 1,000 subscribers and I get 4,000 hours again, I was at 4,000 hours, a few months ago, and it's since petered off. Pause. Free Keefy D. Why free Keefy D, Bubba? Please explain to me why we should let this animal out into the streets, because he was real stupid. He gave up himself. He told on himself. Not the brightest guy in the room. Oy vey, shut Skylar down. That was a terrible impression or accent. Shut Skylar down. But yeah, they have excelled everything that they've endeavored to do. I mean, just law, medicine, like the heavy stuff, the real hard science, the sciences, law, medicine, that's another science technically. They've done tremendous things. I mean, I just mind blowing. And of course, everybody has. There's like Hispanics. Oh well, she did her own scientific work, and well, this black woman and this black man, they had the first textile shop in Brooklyn, New York, or something. There's always going to be those stories, but in like serious roles, the Jews have played some serious level of excellence. Let me see. The reason I said it's Rand's interpretation is, for example, Buddhists believe your ego is the false self. It's the story you tell yourself to make sense of things and not necessarily reality. Well, that's the thing. It's not even about interpretation. It's about facts or reality. It's about metaphysics and epistemology. And what I just said was the nature of existence and the science of knowledge, basically. Um, so that and then you have to, when you're talking about the ego, you're talking about morality. You're talking about egoism or individualism. Who the hell is Buddhist? Come on, five more people. Five more people. Hit those like buttons. Hit those like buttons. Five more people. We got a party. Let's go. Let's end off with a bang. We got 5 minutes. We got less than 5 minutes left, and five people watching right now. Who the hell is Buddhist? I don't even know how to answer that. You mean what the hell is Buddhist? Buddhism is an ancient form of faith that is rooted in the Eastern Asian countries. Many people study Buddhism, yes, and that was one of the fads. Like I think in the mid 2000s, like I think Madonna, or no, that's Jewish. She was doing Jewish stuff. No, but you know, a lot of entertainers and artists, you know, stuff like that. They do Buddhism. I think in the 60s and 70s, the hippies, they were really into Buddhism and stuff like that. And a lot of people say, "Oh, wow, yes, it's the faith of peace." And there's no faith of peace, especially when you have people that light themselves on fire and they douse themselves with gasolines and light a match and go off in fire. That seems pretty violent to me. That's kind of violent. Why would they study that bull? Okay, he's cussing now. There are 500 million Buddhists in 2025. Let's not say it's BS. I just say it's false. It's just false. It's false. What about Muhammad? What about Muhammad? Muhammad, you can't even make a drawing of Muhammad, and people, not be up in arms. Literally. That's what happened to Salman. It's either Salman, I think it's Salman, not Salman. I think it's Salman. Salman Rushdie. He had his eye poked out, which is crazy. This happened in 2023 or 2024, something like that. And he had his eye poked out, and it's like you're just looking at it like, how did they get the secure? He should be one of the most highly secured and armed. If he's not armed, yeah, people that are around him armed. Individuals in the world, and he has his eye cut out, and he had lacerations to his body. It's ridiculous. How are you going to praise Muhammad but make no profits? Haha, that was clever. Why study Ayn Rand? Why not study Ayn Rand? That's the question. Why not study reason? Why not study individualism? Why not study capitalism? Why not study yourself? Why not improve your life? Why not make yourself greater? Why not improve the lives around you? Why not? Why not? Why not study Ayn Rand? I have a signed copy of the Satanic Verses. Wow, that's big, Charles. That is pretty big. That's pretty strong. To have a signed copy of the Satanic Verses. Wow. Wow. Sobro is a demon. It's Charles, by the way. Texas. It's Charles Sobro. Oh, I agree. Study Ayn Rand. I was saying rhetorically to why study that BS. Well, how is it BS? Please let me know in what ways Ayn Rand is BS. I'll wait. I'll wait. What about the Satanic Bible? That was I don't think it was the demonic Bible. I think it was called King James. He had the demonic something demonic before he wrote the King James version of the Bible. I think there is a Satanic Bible though. I've just never read it. What's his name? LeVay. LeVay was the guy that was behind the Satanic Bible. Y'all all need Jesus. How many kids do you got, Texas? You teach your kids about Jesus. I bet you do. See, Anton LaVey. Yeah. Anton LaVey. I couldn't remember his first name. But hey, I got a skedaddle. I got a skididdy. Pause. But I appreciate everybody that came in today. Thank you very much for contributing, making my dumbass. I had terrible recall today, but I'm gonna try to get sharper because I just get focused on an issue. I forget about all the other stuff that you guys want to bring up. So I will try to be more anticipatory in my approach to all the topics. So thank you very much again, Alistair Crowd. Look, hold on. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm currently reading this. I'm seeing what it's like. I'm gonna try to investigate it. He was one of the major haters of all time, Aleister Crowley. He was a part of the occult. So that's that. Okay, Charles needs to drink holy water. Nah, I was raised Catholic and received confirmation. Crowley is George Bush Jr.'s grandfather, allegedly. I didn't know that. I'm not super religious. I just study spirituality and religion to help make sense of the world. And I respect that. You're trying to make sense of the world, trying to make your world a better place. I have to study. I'm trying to study as many different faiths as possible and different philosophies because I have my own philosophy to present. Probably when I'm like 45 or 46 years old. So I'm definitely going to look at Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and Aristotle and Socrates, Plato, all the great, the major figures. Because I've already studied most of Ayn Rand stuff, so that was out of the way. But again, I got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for appreciating my show. Make sure you share, like, comment, tell somebody else to subscribe because I think you all are also subscribed. And I will see you sometime tomorrow. Take care.